Welcome to the Troy Kearns podcast. We discuss real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and business to help you retire and become financially free. Make sure you share this podcast with someone who could benefit from it and leave us a 5-star review. It truly helps me out. This show will mentor you towards financial freedom. If I can do it, so can you.
How are you doing, man? How was the vacation?
Epic. I mean, you ever want to do a real digital detox, you got to go to Africa.
Dude, I've been there. I told you.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't stay as long as you did. I was there for 6 dames.
Let's go live because I got some stuff I want to talk to you about that because there's some good content there.
I was really jealous, dude, because me and my wife went and we didn't stay as long as you. We hit it and put it.
All right. So we went for 3 weeks, but you said something on one of your lives or one of your reels a while ago. And you said the most dangerous place I've ever been was South Africa. You said Camps Bay in South Africa. Dude, I was in Camps Bay a few weeks ago, and it was one of the nicest places I've ever been. Camps Bay, right on the ocean.
Yeah.
Restaurants and bars.
Well, what I said was the only place that I was ever nervous was Camps Bay because it is very picturesque. I walked down all that stuff, but you also see all those police barbed wire everywhere on every house that ain't there. And then when you leave the South African airport, you see the shantytown people running across the street.
Yeah.
And it's Africa, bro. The blood diamond, this is Africa, right? That whole situation. And so we were approached in Camps Bay. I wasn't nervous in general, but in Africa, I felt until I got to where you were at in the jungle, I was on edge a little bit. I'm never on edge. I've been to Panama. I've been everywhere.
Right.
It is beautiful, but I could feel it in the air over there.
Yeah. Well, where it was really sketchy was Johannesburg.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. That's the sketchiest city I've ever been to in my life. Downtown Baltimore ain't got nothing on Johannesburg.
Dude, if you want to see a badass movie, the badass movie of all badass movies that's based on Africa and Johannesburg specifically, it's called Stander or Strander. It's about this cop turned burglar, armed robber who robs every single bank in South Africa. It is, and he goes to Miami and dies, but it's it is awesome.
That's right up my alley. I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah, you'll watch that and you'll be in love. But so you were, where did you stay in camp? Did you stay in Camps Bay?
I stayed in the 12 Apostles Hotel, which is a picturesque 5-star hotel right on the ocean, not too far from Camps Bay. I stayed in the Winchester Hotel, which is also oceanfront hotel. And then I did I did the slum tours. I went to the hood, and went to the nice parts of town. So I got a good taste of everything. Did all the South African wineries. Coolest part of the trip was going to Antarctica.
That was the coolest part.
I think so, yeah. Antarctica is the closest you'll ever feel in this world to being in outer space. There's the quietest place you'll ever be.
Just deadly quiet.
There's no trees, there's no animals, there's no, obviously, planes, trains, cars, any civilization. Just hear a pin drop.
I remember we talked about that a long time ago and you were telling me you were going to do that. And it was your last thing before you, your last box to check to hit all the continents or something. Is that right?
Yep. So I've been to all 7 continents now. And I would go back to Antarctica.
What are you going to do there? There's no trees, there's no car. Just sit and get chill out or what?
Literally chill out. Yeah, no, it's when I went there, I rappelled down a ice glacier. I went into ice caves. You can go to the geographic South Pole. There's different research stations and bases you can go to. But it was a cool experience. I was down there with all high net worth individuals. You fly private from Cape Town to Antarctica with 15 other people who got nothing better to do with their money. So
you got no problem spending money. That's one thing I know about you. My wallet's scared. Yours is it's very confident. I mean, I know people, I don't know, man. I think I have a broke mentality when it comes to spending money. I don't like to spend it. I like to keep it. I like to buy houses and But you told me when your last vacation you dropped like 160 G's when you went to Asia or Japan, and I was like, ugh. I don't count my money when I'm spending. I know I'm spending a lot, but I'm not. I mean, you're buying first row tickets to freaking Taylor Swift, private jets.
Here's the thing though. The glass is always refillable,
I'm
right?
with it. I'm with it, bro.
You gotta have an abundance mentality. I feel like if you hold it, the universe will somehow keep you small or take it from you. But if you freely let it go, it always ends up coming back and multiplying.
I think so. I mean, I try to deploy it a different way. Like I don't know what it is, but like I think it's thrifty, you know. I don't know. Have you been that way your whole life?
No, I mean I grew up in, very middle class, lower middle class. And I started living out of the back of my car and now I am where I am. But I just learned through personal development, like, just like the spiritual laws of success and tithing into like I tithe a lot with the church. I'm, constantly trying to give in different areas that I can. And it just worked out for me. I just feel like the universe will continue to be abundant if you treat it abundantly. If you act scarce and you act like there's scarcity, there's not going to be enough resources. You get cut off from the flow of abundance.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm scared or if it's just like I'm cheap. I don't like. I'm definitely not scared. It's just like I'm like the type of guy who I'd rather, and you're gonna laugh, dude. I'd rather order top ramen than go drop like $50 on a steak just because of principle. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like I think the steak at my house is better than the one I'm going to have at the restaurant.
Probably so. Yeah, that's probably an accurate statement, though, for sure.
So unless I'm breaking bread with you to go take my family and blow a bunch of money buying them a fancy ass dinner when I'd rather have a home cooked one, just seems like frivolous, you know?
Hey, well, you own a skyscraper, I don't. So let's just go ahead and mic drop it there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You gotta look at the results. Troy's crushing it too. I think that there's two sides of the coin. You gotta, one, you can't, you don't want to be a Scrooge, right? You want to be, but you also want to be a good steward of your finances. That's also a spiritual law of success. If you go out and just blow it, you disrespect your money, you're gonna end up broke. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. Now I spend like you see me spend money on like experiences, but
I like the way you live, dude. I'm not knocking it at all. Do
in
not.
my day-to-day life, I'm pretty frugal. Like you know, I don't do a whole lot. I go to the gym, I work, I go home, I
You
eat meal
splurge.
prep.
You splurge. You
I
don't.
splurge, but like if I'm going on vacation, I'm going all out. I'm doing the thing top notch first class.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with it. Like I really enjoy the finer things in life. I like flying first class. You know what I mean? But I'll fly Southwest if I have to. And I like if it's not points, I'm not probably paying for it.
Yeah.
But I definitely like the finer things in life once you get them. Like as a guy who's got all the statuses with everything, it's like you get spoiled a little bit. I was just in Baltimore and I'm freaking at the top of the hotel eating all, and I'm like kind of bougie a little bit like that. But it took me a while to get out of those habits. So tell me about like Africa. Like my favorite part of Africa was something that I saw in your stories. For me, was being out in the jungle with all the animals, and I felt like when I saw you, you really connected as well. Talk.
Absolutely. So I haven't had a digital detox like that since before phones came into existence. So it's like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Like I felt like I was a kid again. Like when you're a
I
kid,
saw that. I saw that in you, dude. You seem like a kid.
yeah, like you remember you were like a kid and you just like play outside before like smartphones and electronics. You're
Mm-hmm.
just grounded, like to like the world. Like these things like are destroying our brains. That's basically what Africa like taught me. I was like, we are all like zombies now from
Totally.
and so when I was out there, like after like the 2 or 3 days, like your body's dopamine receptors like reset down to baseline and you feel just so much freer. You have less
Oh,
calm, grounded, way less anxiety.
yeah.
your mind's not here, you know, like ADD is not going off the wall.
Yeah.
You're just fully present, you know, with the people that you're with the, you know, surroundings that you're in. You're
Life
not
slows down.
life slows down. You're not living in the future, in the past, you know, jumping to the next notification, to the next Zoom call. But that's the world we live in back in the States and in the modern world, right? So,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
think
You're
that
back.
that's,
You're back now, man. What? So like you moved. You spent how many years in living abroad?
I spent the last 3 years living abroad, so loved every second of it. I was in Panama for a year and a half, and then Mexico for a year and a half.
Which one was better?
Mexico,
Yeah, Panama doesn't have a beach. Like you get there and you're like, you think there's gonna be a beach, and it's just a bunch of like,
dirty oil tankers sitting out in the Panama Canal, and they dump all their sewage into the ocean. So it's not a you don't go swimming there. It's like you're not even allowed.
it's about a bunch of shadow skyscrapers too, just like all these halfway like occupied skyscrapers, like drug laundry. I mean, it was. I was walking around and I was like, I don't know how he lived here for that long because it's. I mean, there's not. I mean, there's like I didn't know you lived there for a year. I thought you were just in and out, but it's like it's interesting for sure. It's like a cool place. It's like I wouldn't live there like for. I mean, I might spend some time there, but it's definitely not on my top
Dude,
list.
I live like a king. That's why I lived there for so long.
Oh, you could do that for sure. If you're a single guy living there, yeah, you could live like a
Yeah,
king.
I had an 11,000 square foot penthouse on the 54th story overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And, you know, live-in maids, housekeepers, butlers, drivers, chefs. So the quality of life for what I was paying was insane.
What we paying?
I was paying 10 grand a month for an 11,000 square foot full floor penthouse, fully furnished on the 54th story in like the nicest building in Panama City.
What's your day to day like there?
I would get up, and because my place was so big, I'd have a hoverboard. So I'd put a robe on and I'd get on the hoverboard and I'd go to the kitchen and my maid would hand me coffee, and then I'd hoverboard over to the breakfast table and I would start going about my day and, you know, sit outside and look at the beautiful view. And I work from home. I traveled, you know, a bit. You know, I spent a lot of time in South America. My wife's from South America, so we'd go to Colombia a lot. They got some really nice islands off the coast of Panama we'd go to.
What's
Uh,
your favorite spot in South America?
Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
I have not been there.
Yeah, man, you got to go to there. That's the real South America right there. That's, you know, you've been to like the northern part of, have you been to Argentina?
I have not. I want to go there as well.
Yeah, you guys should do a Brazil Argentina trip. That would that would be a quite an experience. I went there during Carnival 2 years ago, and it was incredible. It's got some of the best culture, the best beaches, scenery, because it's mountains and beach, and it's kind of dangerous, but that's you know what makes it fun.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down with. I love watching those Brazilian motorcycle chases with the cops. Those cops are badass out there, dude.
Mhm.
They will chase somebody till they die. Like
Yeah.
and I have a friend of mine who's much older than me, and he always told me like go to Rio de Janeiro, go to Coco. I think it's Coco.
Copacabana,
Yeah, Rio de Janeiro. There's a couple other beaches that he told me about. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Ipanema, and there's a few
Yeah,
other ones. Yeah.
yeah, Ipanema.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you're living your life. That's the cool thing. And the cool thing about it is it's like you've done it all through real estate, right? Like everything was from real estate.
Yes. Thank God for real estate. You know, before that I was in inside sales and kind of just like Captain Corporate America. Before that I was a personal trainer. And so real estate was like my way out. That was like my, you know, Shawshank Redemption into entrepreneurship, to be able to become my own man and, you know, have uncapped earning potential.
Your
And
Andy Green moment, right?
yeah, once I got free of you know, the matrix of corporate America, uh, it was game on. And I've been just head down grinding ever since, and just very thankful for the, you know, opportunity real estate's given me.
So it sounds like a little bit of your life is changing. You went from being kind of a single guy to getting married, having a kid. Now you got married in Vegas, and you know did that whole thing. You got a baby daughter, right? Correct?
Daughter, yep.
What's her name?
London.
Great name. So that's actually one of the names that we were coming up with. So I like that name a lot. That's a great name. So you got London. Your wife's. You just moved to Phoenix from. You just moved back to the United States. Like you've been back here for just a little bit. Like, are you liking the decision? Are you like happy with it or?
Yeah, I'm full on go mode now. So it's like I'm out of retirement. Like I'm literally in my office right now. You guys can see my office is getting set up. I got boxes here. I got contractors in here setting up the office. I'm working, 40, 50 hours a week again, just like old times.
Mhm.
But for me, this is like a deployment. So I'm here for 36 months. That's how I see it. I do everything in like 3-year chunks.
Mm.
So I've already been here for 2 months, so I got 34 months to get as much shit done as I can and put myself in the best possible position. And then after that, maybe I'll be back off abroad again.
So what is your goal? Like when you, I like the way you're looking at stuff like that. So when you say, hey, that's kind of how I look at things, but not exactly 36 months. But in Kansas City, when I came out here, I'm like, hey, we might be here for a couple of years. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know. And then about the building, and then I got other stuff going on. I'm like, all right, it's going to be a little bit longer, but we're not staying any place. Like I don't really believe in that whole vibe either. Like I'm going to be the guy who I'm fifth generation Kansas City. My dad grew here, my mom grew here. You know, I don't like that. To me, it's like whatever, dude. You didn't live your life.
Yeah.
So in 36 months, what would be accomplished for you? I know like you're working on some personal goals like fitness.
Mhm.
What are some personal and business goals that you want to accomplish in the next 36 months?
Yeah. So in terms of real estate, we're the reason I came back was to take it further than we've got it. Like we're taking it to a new level. So $1 million a month consistently in our wholesale innovation company. That's like, step one. Additionally, on top of that, we're doing a lot more. We're acquiring a lot more properties as well. So right now, obviously, the interest rates are high. We're not buying as many rentals, but we're buying rentals and we're taking over property subject to.
Nice. Yeah, I love that.
Yep. So
What
in
market do you like?
St. Louis, we do a lot in like the St. Louis area. We do a lot in the you believe it or not, even though it's tenant friendly, we still do a lot of we have rentals in Illinois, got rentals in Indiana.
If you make it work, make it work. It don't matter. Like people tell me in Kansas City, I'm like, you know, here's a cool thing. I know you're a big AI guy. Not to interrupt you, but you
Yeah.
just triggered the thought. Like, so today I was like thinking about the tenant friendly shit, and I'm like, Grok, can you fucking help me write a new ordinance? And I'm like on Grok, and I wrote a new bill for my city today. And I'm like, all right, they're out. I could change this shit. Like you can change what's there. So even if it's there and you're going to be serious about investing like I am in Kansas City, like I'm put some money in the politicians and I'm going to freaking write my new bill. And I did it like, I could pull it up for you, dude. It is legit. I went through it. I'm like, no, take that part out. Make it sound liberal. Like make it like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, go through the bills that were passed in the last 5 years that eroded landlords' rights, and it did all that stuff for me. So now more than ever, you can get some stuff done.
Think about how much you would have had to pay an attorney and a paralegal to do that 3 years ago.
How much time it would have taken?
Ridiculous. And wait, you did it in 20, 30 minutes.
I did it in 30, 40 minutes. I could go down to a councilman, say, sponsor this bill. I could be in front of somebody like the life is. I feel like even though, like you said it a little bit, it's a scary time with these things. It's also the coolest time ever. Like
100%. Yeah. No, you got to embrace and lean into technology or you're just going to get obliterated in business. Right. So I'm a huge AI junkie because that's
What's
I'm
your favorite one?
right now, low key, I'm like the one that I'm most excited about is Sesame.
I haven't played with that. I played with Grok and Chat GPT and Gemini a little bit, but I'm in love with Grok right now.
So my thesis is that in the next couple of years, um, AI will be better than humans at conversating on the phone. It's already there.
That's what's going in the wholesaler's mind right now.
So I'm ready to replace my humans with AI. That's my dream. And it could be this year, next year. I love my guys, but you guys know that the hardest part of scaling a business
People.
is people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And AI is going to disrupt every industry out there. I don't care what job that you have. So you need to be the one that's on top of what's coming out. So I love right now, Grok is a huge player. I'm on Grok all the time. And then ChatGPT, I'm on there, several times a day as well.
Just betting on the come with Elon. I just think that like he's number one at everything he does, even if he's not there yet. Like I think that guy made a critical mistake by backstabbing him, the guy Sam Altman. And
Mm-hmm.
you know that Elon funded that deal, and it was supposed to be like to like protect it. And then I believe in retribution. It's like if you watch The Count of Monte Cristo, I don't know if you've seen that movie ever. If you haven't, it's another great one. The guy basically goes to jail. His best friend betrays him. He freaking learns everything in jail, breaks out, freaking conquers the world. I like retribution. I think it's a good thing, and I think he's got the golden ticket, man. Everything he touched turns to gold. And I think that Gronk he's going to get the best engineers. He's going to attract the best talent. And it's just a matter of time before it's the best. So,
Yeah. Except their stock's getting decimated. I bought over $100,000 worth of Tesla stock 3 weeks ago at the top. But
now would be a good time to double down on that.
yeah, you're absolutely right. I might do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny that you mentioned stocks because I don't know if you know this, but if you like went way back on the internet, I was really big on the stocks like in 1992, 93, 94. Like I wrote articles. I was a very early investor. And actually, in fact, one of the guys I partnered with, I never met him in person. He's out of Illinois, but he runs like I've kept up on his life, and he runs a major hedge fund out of Michigan, right out of Michigan business school. And so I was a big stock market guy. And my goal is to take a company public, my real estate company, my REIT. But I think as a guy investing in the stock market, you gotta hit it and quit it. Like if you go in, like when all those stocks went down to zero, like the cruise lines and the airlines, I loaded up because I was like, that's manufactured. And I think that stocks, unlike real estate, are manufactured gains, ups and downs. So like you lost your money today. Yeah, Elon's taking it in the shorts right now because he's aligned with Doge and people are really trying to and he's getting negative press, but it's going to go back up.
100%. I mean, you can't look at what they're doing now. Look where they're going to be from 5 years from now with their humanoid robotics and all the data that they collect. They're the only ones that have a real go-to-market strategy with all of their production facilities already up and running. I'm very bullish on like humanoid robotics in the next like 5 to 10 years. So that's why I invested in Tesla, was not because I believe in the car company. I believe in it as a data company and a humanoid robotics company.
Nick, you're a super smart guy. Like, what do you think is like the ultimate dream for you? Like if you're really like, I know what my dream is, but what's your ultimate, like I've conquered the world. I'm doing every single thing that I want to do. What does that life look like? I know you're doing way more than anybody else, but I know you're an ambitious guy.
Yeah, I mean, right now, one of the major goals that I have, I'm closing on a commercial HVAC company as we speak in Colorado, and that's really where like I see my future is buying companies and doing roll-ups to private equity, because you don't know any, at least I don't think they exist, any, wholesalers, fix and flippers that are billionaires.
No,
No,
they don't exist.
Right. It's a great stepping stone to get you moving in the right direction, but it's not. If you aim for big aspirations like that, you have to move into a better vehicle. Right.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. I mean, the wholesaling and fix and flipping is like a Kia, and then like private equity is like, having a Ferrari.
Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of like, how do you do that? How do you where are you in right now? So you're trying to buy the business. How are you evaluating? What's the plan?
Great question. So I'm buying from wholesalers. There's companies out there that go off, will do all the hard part of pounding the phones, talking to sellers to see if they're going to sell. When they do have interest, they'll get all the information, do due diligence, and then present it to you on a silver platter. And you pay them their wholesale fee, but you get to pay it at closing. It's on the HUD of the closing.
You're used to that.
Exactly.
He's like, oh, nice
I was
guy.
gonna build. I was gonna go build like a team to go off and find these deals, but yeah, I don't have time for that. So I'm like, I'm happy to pay for somebody to just bring me the best deals in my niche on what I'm looking for.
So I've looked at that type of a business before, like buying plumbing businesses or HVAC businesses. Like, how are you evaluating? I've just looked at it like how are you looking at assets? Are you looking at projections? Are you looking at like goodwill? I mean, what are you looking at, and what's the exit strategy there?
Yeah, so I'm looking to acquire these companies for 2 to 3 times EBITDA, right? So this deal that I'm closing on right now, it's got $930,000 in EBITDA from 2024. I'm buying it for 2.3 million, right?
Cool. Does it have any assets besides the
Yeah, it's
receipt?
got assets. It's got a 4,000 square foot uh shop. It's got like 8 trucks. It's got taking over all the techs. I'm taking over all the parts. So there's tax deductions that come along with that. But here's the cool part is you could buy these companies for 2 to 3 times earnings like I am. Then once you get the EBITDA up to a certain amount, you sell it for 10 up to 17 times earnings. So
Is there a threshold you have to be at in terms of revenue?
yeah, well, $10 million in EBITDA.
Okay.
So I'm already shopping for the next deal. I've got a quarterback for this deal. We've got a plan on exactly what needs to get done with this deal over the next few months. And I'm already shopping for the next deal. And I'm going to continue to grow this and buy more to add on to it. So within the next 3 to 5 years, I can exit the private equity for 150, $200 million.
So are you doing like seller financing, SBA loans on these
Yeah,
deals?
this one's zero down. So it's seller financing, 250,000 down, which is a carryback by the seller though. So I don't have to bring any skin to the game. Zero down deal.
So they want out. He's
Yeah,
looking for retirement.
he's looking for retirement, just wants to be done. He's 74 years old. He's had this thing for 25 years. So he's like, I don't care. As long as I see my trucks on the road, I'm happy.
They shut the business down normally. They just don't sell it. They don't make nothing. So for them, it's like either exit and got nothing or exit and get something, right? And so seller financing is an easy way to do that.
Mhm.
So okay, you're going to sell this business. You're going to make 150 million bucks. Then what's next? Like, what's the next step after that happens?
Prior, do bigger deals, run it back and do it again, and then see how big I can get it till the wheels fall off. What I noticed, so I retired for the last, like, quote unquote, retired for the last 3 years on the beach. Like, there's not an end point because, like, you can't just sit there and go become a monk or sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais and be complacent. Like, as a human, as especially as men, like, we're meant to like continue to grow and provide fruit, right? I kind of
Yeah.
use like the tree analogy. If you're not doing that, then eventually you get miserable and like you start regressing. So I'm a firm believer, like, you always got to continue to, as long as God has you here, I firmly believe He wants bigger and better things. You need to go out and do that. Now, there's seasons in my life, like I told you, like, I might get after that 150 mil, just be like, you know what? I want to go spend the next 2 years on a yacht in the Mediterranean with my family, or like, I'm going to just take, a year to travel and do whatever I want. Like, I'll do that. But when you have money, you have options. So
Is the boat in the future?
no, boat is stupid. Is that, yeah? Like, let's talk about spending stupid money. Like, boat is a huge liability. It's break out another 1,000, I'll charter a boat.
Yeah.
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 I
No,
have four-wheelers and I don't even like dealing with my fucking four-wheelers. I should have just rented them,
man, you need to come riding with me, bro. Like you need to go. I saw that you had him. I love riding. That's where I feel like a kid again.
Mhm.
That's the one consistent thing that I've done my whole life. Even though I had no money, I bought my first motorcycle KX80, second one XR200, and I got a four-wheeler right now. And my neighbors, I'm sure think I'm crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, this guy's running. I run my dogs on them all the time. I'm like,
That's awesome.
I burnt down my barn, dude, on accident. Like my whole place burnt up, my Sprinter van, everything. The next day I went back and bought a Can-Am. I was like, well, that's the only thing that's going to make me happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
The priorities, right?
So you're coming to speak at this mastermind we got coming up April 5th, 6th. Last time we were out there, dude, we rolled a lot of game, a lot of footage. Some of that shit went off. I'm excited to have you on that on the event. I know you were a fan favorite. A lot of people really enjoyed what you had to say. I certainly did. I think you dropped massive game. I think you're extremely intelligent, and I think you're a guy that you know, you are with the company you keep, right? Like, and these things for me. Like I gave up on trying to make money at them. So like I'm like, hey, let's just have a good time, and let's hang out with people that I want to hang out with that I'm not going to see all the time, like other people that are in my industry, the guys that I could pick up some game from, that I feel like that are on cutting edge, and you're one of those people. I think that I'm not trying to sell any tickets here. I'm just telling people if they want to come there, it's free if you're a member of our community, and if you're a member of Nick's community, it's going to be free for you too. So like,
You don't want to miss it. Last year was a blast. Troy knows how to throw an event. You know, he gets some of the best people in the industry in, and then like, you know, we're on buses, we're, you know, going and checking out your properties. Like, I don't know what you're doing this time, but I'm sure it's going to be great. So
it's gonna be more of the same. You know, we just realized that like what I realized is like me and you go to a lot of events, and like there's not a lot of learning when you're just getting talked to all the time. Like when I like people in real estate, like if I'm going out and I don't take you into it, and I started seeing people copy me this, I just did what I thought was going to work. But I seen other guys in our industry copy me, and they started to do the buses and shit like that. I take that as flattering. I'm like, good, that's what I would do too, because I copied it from somebody else. And I'm like, I invented it. And like, I seen it a long time ago, and that's what I was like, I'm going to do. And I don't want to be sitting in a room for 2 days and listen to people talk. Like, and so the compliment, I think you saw this last time to our event, was everybody stuck around after the bus. Like everybody was cutting it up. People were talking to you. They're like, oh, I can get that close to Nick Perry. And like I could talk to this guy, and he's a real guy, and he's not like putting his nose in the air. And like, so that to me is the value of an event, is like you said, the abundance mindset, trying to change people's lives, trying to help people out. For me, you know, I still don't really know what I'm doing with this whole like online education. I'm not going to like lie, like I say, I got it figured out or anything like that. I know real estate soup to nuts. I got that shit dialed in. I'm really good at that. You know, commercial real estate, skill in the building. I know that way more. The coaching space is like a whole fucking like whatever. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm just trying to provide the most value that I can by bringing the top individuals that I respect, which you're one of them, and your buddy Eric Klein, who I really enjoyed when he came out here. I thought he was a very authentic guy. I think his story is exquisite as well. I know that you guys have a very good relationship too. So I was like, these guys will roll together. You know what I mean? They're things.
Yeah, we're neighbors now too. He was one of the guys that peer pressured me to move here to Scottsdale. So here I am.
You had a bunch of people telling you to move there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I say, you know, this is like for what we do. This is a great place to grow a business. Yeah.
I think I told you my opinion. Like I lived in the desert for 15 years. It was phenomenal for my business. I just got sick of looking at the brown mountains. Like it is phenomenal for business. Like I think it's a good thing to put a 3-year thing on it and then reevaluate. I wish I would have done that, because probably after about year 8, I was like starting to just tell myself I liked it, and then I was like, it's phenomenal for business. There's a lot of money making in the desert, like Phoenix, Las Vegas. But I think that like that the vibe, you have a playful spirit. I think that the child in you wants to be outdoors, and shit's dying in the desert, man. Ain't nothing growing out there.
It's true, man. I miss the beach, but you know what? I'm very happy with my decision, and I'm really you know, grateful. I haven't been this charged up and, you know, productive in a long time. So
is the team all with you now?
yeah, I've got all my executives here in the office. So CEO, COO, my CMO, and my sales director are here in my office, and then all my sales team and my transaction coordinators and like support, they all work from home. So most of my staff work from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find more people right now. You're looking for new talent.
Yeah, still hiring. So right now we're hiring more acquisitions, more dispo.
What's Nick Perry's top markets? You wholesale nationwide. What are the top markets that you think to invest in, to wholesale in? Like, where are you getting the best deals at?
It's completely changed. So it's you know, the market's changed a lot. We're in an interesting time when it comes to real estate. Like if you asked me a year and a half, 2 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, uh, Arizona, Texas, Florida, all the obvious ones. Now it's all the shit states that nobody wanted to be in. Missouri, Kansas City, uh,
Yeah.
Illinois,
Baltimore.
Michigan. Those are the places where things are moving and the markets are pending. The Sun Belt has got hammered.
Mm.
Um, the inventory's way up. Things are sitting pending because there's no affordability, right? And the interest rates are too high. And the prices are going to come down. The prices are starting to come down.
Mm.
There's a correction already on the way, like it's happening as we speak. So you gotta that's the great thing when you know how to do nationwide. You can move where the hot pockets are. Like I'm constantly moving based on data and what we're seeing in the markets. So every 3 to 6 months, we're not getting stuck. We're going where the action's at.
That's cool. So you guys are trying to get to 1 million a month?
Yeah, yeah. So we're well on our way. We just got to put a few more key people in place and sit our marketing systems and processes are there. Now, like we just said, it's the people. So
Now, I know you're on a fitness journey right now too. Tell me what the goal is there, and then I got a couple questions like to follow up on that. Like, I'm about ready to go to Mexico and load up on like some HGH, some fucking some TRT, some cortisone, like any other like recommendations. I'm just trying to like get the best stuff. And as I'm getting older, I'm like, why don't I care? Like everybody I talk to about TRT is like, this is life-changing stuff. And I started taking it a little bit ago. I'm like, I like it. It's good. And then HGH, I took a long time ago. I know that stuff, there's nothing bad I hear about it. And then I heard cortisone fixes like ailments. So I'm getting older. I'm like, well, I might as well have some of that too.
now what you need to get for any like joint pain or any like discomfort that you're having is a BPC 157.
What is that?
It's a peptide. So you've probably heard of peptides before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're big thing. They're essentially they're just amino acids. They're branched chain amino acids, just proteins that are bound together, and they use them for different things. So BPC 157, you can put it in any area. So you got a pain in your elbow or in your shoulder, you just put a little bit in an insulin needle, and then put it in there, dude. It's a miracle drug.
Really?
Miracle drug, yes. And it's I'm not a doctor, but or anything like that, but it's
Either.
yeah, it's natural peptides. So you could do your research on it, but that's what you want. And there's peptides for everything, for fat loss, for muscle gain. And it doesn't aromatize, so it's not like it's fucking with your hormones.
Yeah.
So when you're going down to Mexico and you're like,
I'm
grab
shopping. I'm shopping. Yeah, I've got a doctor down there already. So
Yeah, anything that like TRT, obviously it's a hormone, so uh it aromatizes and there's things that come along with that. But outside of that, man, like I wouldn't say like I'm really into like a lot of supplements. I do a little bit of TRT,
mm,
just low dose, like kind of cruise on that, and then some of the peptides. And outside of that, it's diet. I mean, you see like I got my meal prep all the time. I got my water, my gallon of water.
that's so important, man. Are you like on it right now? What's the
On
diet
it.
look?
Uh, it's just the typical stuff like oats and egg whites in the morning, and then chicken and rice for lunch, and broccoli and brown bison for dinner, and that's it. It's very plain.
Yeah, it's hard. My wife saw me the other day. She's like, I got back from Baltimore. She's like, you've been on one, haven't you? I was like, yeah. She's like, you need to like. So I'm like, salad, detox. But I think that's the toughest part, man. Is the diet for sure. That's at least my
Well,
toughest.
yeah, I need to have it done for me because it's tough for me if I'm left to my own devices. Like, I'm going into the pantry and I'm grabbing, Quest cookies and I'm grabbing snacks. But if
Yeah.
I have it, like now I have a live-in nanny, and I just gave her my meal plan from my coach, and that's all I get to eat. Like, and I don't keep anything else around. So
So
I,
what's the goal like fitness wise? Are you just trying to get in dog shape or what's?
yeah, I'm doing a photo shoot for Men's Fitness in July.
No.
So my coach has been on the cover of Men's Fitness twice. So he's in pretty good with those guys. So he's like, I'm gonna get you in Men's Fitness but you got to show up correct if you're going in men's fitness.
That's a good reason to have that goal, right?
Yeah, it's a great reason. So I got now until July 3rd, and I'm making progress, but I'm gonna get down below, 9% body fat. Oh, six pack, shredded, the whole thing.
You've done it before, so you've been there.
I've done it, but dude, it's been so long. I started, before I was in real estate, I was, shredded. I was doing competitions, won a couple shows, and then I started making money and eating out and traveling the world.
Yeah.
I looked down a few years later. I was like, yo, we gotta get back to it. So now it's more of a mental thing to prove to myself.
It's just you're just trying to reset everything. You got the digital detox, now you're doing the body detox, and you're just trying to show what you can do.
Just I want to maximize my potential and see what I'm capable of.
Any are you a fan of you ever watch this guy Truett Haynes? He's like, you ever hear of Cam Haynes?
I think so.
He did a 10,001 pull-ups in like 24 hours. And he was just like, I just want to see what I can do. I think more people need that mindset, because it's like, you want good leaders. You want people that you can look up to. And if everybody's just kind of slobbing and looking at the phone and watching Netflix and everything like that, it's like,
yeah. If you're, you only get one life, you don't want to look up when you're 80 and be like, well, shit, what did I do? So you got to go for it now. This ain't a dress rehearsal.
Well, cool, man. Well, I'm excited to have you out here. Anything you're going to be dropping on anything updates, anything guys can pick up on?
Yeah. Right now, the way things are going, things are changing rapidly. We just touched on, how the market is changing, how there's certain markets that are starting to go through correction. How are you going to deal with the changes that are coming up with not only, the market falling apart in some areas and real estate prices going down, rents are down 22% on average in a lot of markets like Austin, Texas, rents down, 26%, right? How are you going to deal with that as a real estate investor and landlord on top of new regulations, new laws coming out every single day, banning wholesalers? Like, we're on top of all that stuff. And the ways that we're pivoting right now are going to put us in the position where we're going to blow past that, $1 million a month.
Yeah, you've been on top of the game for a long, long time. And I think that anybody would be lucky to be in the same room with you. Here you have to speak. I mean, it's one thing, go follow a guy on social media with some scripted shit, a little bit of stuff that's in the stories. But when you get to talk and have a conversation with someone in person, like with no distractions, that's worth I mean, that's just, proximity is everything, right? Like,
dude, I'm a byproduct of coming to events like this.
Yeah.
That is what made me was masterminds, high caliber masterminds. And guess where all my best friends have come from? Masterminds. Well, I don't meet people out at the bars here locally. Like, these are not the people you're hanging out with in your local community. You guys as business owners, you want to be around other high level business owners. And the only place that you're going to find them is at events, because if they're not at events, they're freaking working or with their family and stuff. Right. So that's the only way you're going to get around them.
Well, man, I got a nice dinner set up for us. I know you like that last one. I got a little bit different one this time at the Majestic downtown. Cool. I haven't even been there. My wife set it up. I know she's got great taste.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a private steakhouse type of dinner. So maybe have to skip the diet that night.
We'll keep it clean. I'll keep it within reason. It's all right.
Well, man, I can't thank you enough just for your hospitality, your time, it means a lot that you're willing to come out here. I know your time is super valuable, and you spending it with me today is another, just your abundance mindset, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Well, dude, I appreciate your friendship, man. And, I think that you're incredible. Love the, your experience and the way you think, and just the way that you're serving, your community. I think that it's super undervalued, and for people to have an opportunity to come out and do something like this, really on your dime. I know you don't do this for money, skyscrapers and things like that is really cool. So look forward to being out there and just providing as much value as I can and hanging out for a couple of days.
Yeah, bring your camera, dude. We'll drop some bombs this lab, because I remember last one you were asking me questions in the hood, and I was like, oh, those are going off. So
we get some viral content from that trip.
we'll go big on this one, and I'll be bringing my guys out there. I know you bring your guys. You should check out Baltimore. That market is wide open. I just had a piece of advice. I got a guy. I'm looking for someone to run my wholesaling business. I don't have time to do it no more. I've got a guy that wants to partner with me, who I've gotten to know, and I was like, do I raise someone brand new, or not brand new, but someone who's experienced, or do I partner with someone who's already got a good existing business who wants to come into my market? What would you do?
I mean, if you bring somebody in that's green, there's pros and cons. Obviously, you can train them exactly how you want, but there's going to be significant time invested. You just said your time's your biggest enemy right now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If you like, know, and trust the person, keyword trust, the person that has experience, and you guys align with your core values and philosophies, I think it could be, good synergy there. But just, tread carefully, make sure you're feeling it out, make sure the wife does the vibe check on the situation. And
that's excellent. That's excellent advice right there. That is probably the top advice out of anything you just said right there, is like, yeah, because I might be blinded by it. She might see all the stuff I don't.
Yeah. So.
She definitely likes you, man. So I know she checks out. Hey, tell everybody I said hello. Tell London I said hello, and I'm going to see you in about 3 weeks.
Looking forward to it, Matt. We'll see you in KC.
Man, I am so happy that you turned into the Millionaire Mentorship Podcast. It's something that I've been working on for over 3 years right now. We're up to 150 podcast episodes. A lot of them are virtual. A lot of them are in studio, which is what we prefer. If you have a guest that you think that should be on our podcast, all you got to do is comment who it is, and we'll reach out to them. Or if you want to reach out to them and reach out to us, we'd love to have them on the show. We're looking for entertaining, inspirational people that, just like you hear on the podcast every week, that can bring value and help our listening audience achieve their goals. If that's something for you, comment down below and let us know.